it seems almost for a lot of people probably listening, it's counterintuitive to what you've been told about dairy in some ways. Even with the whole Got Milk, campaign and everything, over the years, we've seen children that are more lactose intolerant, more allergies. A lot of doctors say, hey, dairy slows down your lymphatic drainage, causes stagnation, hard to digest. You add a little milk to your coffee and suddenly it's a lot of disruption in your stomach, right? It's everything we've been told, and then the belief system kicks in that, oh, dairy isn't that great. Even when I have some cheeses, it's hard to process for me. Is that just because we're looking at dairy as pasteurized, processed foods, and we're not really applying a raw food thought mind to this whole concept of eating well?
You're absolutely correct. That is pasteurization intolerance, not lactose intolerance. And let me give you a couple of reasons why.
Please.
Number one, you go to the FDA website, the number one most allergenic food in America is pasteurized milk. Number one, right there at the top of the list. I have a friend, his name is Kameli. He was a Maasai warrior in Kenya, lived in the Maasai, would have died if he did not nurse off of the udder of a cow directly. He came to Stanford University, graduated with Chelsea Clinton many years ago. But he grew up on raw milk as a Maasai and was very strong. He was a runner, perfect teeth, just a magnificent strength, human health person. Came to America completely ignorant of the idea that he actually consumed raw milk as a child. He didn't recognize that in his brain. Oh my gosh, come to America, there's milk everywhere. It's going to be just great. Well, he lived on Doritos, pasteurized milk, because he couldn't drink pasteurized milk. It actually made him sick. He drank soy milk and other alternatives and ate just a trashy diet, lots of sugar. He got Crohn's disease in literally a period of 3 or 4 years. And literally, he was asked by the people at Stanford University, go down to the clinic. You're going to need surgery to remove part of your intestine. He went down to the clinic and he said, what do I got here? And they diagnosed him with Crohn's disease. Well, he and I connected through a movie producer. Long story we won't get into. And I gave him 8 gallons of raw milk a week for a year. His Crohn's completely resolved. The scientist there said, the doctor said, there's no way it's going to go away. He's going to need surgery. He got rid of his Crohn's in literally 6-8 months. It was gone with raw milk. It would have been faster if he had consumed kefir because it's fermented raw milk. It's actually more probiotic. But he got rid of it with literally a gallon a day of raw milk. Now, the Maasai do not have the lactase persistence gene. The white people in North America, Northern Europe generally do, but the Maasai and the Negroes do not, the blacks do not. Neither do the Asians or the Mongolians. Now, the Maasai have no problem at all digesting raw milk. They thrive on it. They become a world-class Olympic athletes on it. They fight lions and win, and they're 6'4", okay? You go to Mongolia, they're Asian as you can get, and they drink their mare's milk all day long, no lactose intolerance, and they go fighting stuff with bows and arrows and live long lives, very healthy, very happy people. But if you go to Beijing and you're drinking the ultra high temperature pasteurized milk out of New Zealand, they're all lactose intolerant and have all kinds of problems. So it's the pasteurization and the loss of the bioactives, loss of these functional proteins and these wholeness, the completeness of life. Raw milk was created by a blueprint way beyond our comprehension over 1 million years of evolution to nourish the most fragile time and period, which is a newborn. And that nourishment meant protecting as well as nutrition. So we have lost the blueprints of what creates our immune systems. And those that consume raw milk from a producer who knows what they're doing, like the Raw Milk Institute people and those that are well-trained with good standards, it's delicious. Very low bacteria count, but completely intact. It lasts at least 21 days because the shelf life is pretty long when you keep it nice and cold. But if you go to some place that has raw milk for pasteurization, good chance you're going to get sick because pathogens are just packed through it. There's no concern for it because it's going to get cooked. So that's really the bottom line, is what kind of raw milk are you talking about here? And I will point out something we can talk about, which is in Florida, the raw milk down there is pet milk. It's kind of a workaround, but in my opinion, it's a fraud, and it's enough rope to hang you because, yeah, you're not going to get protected if somebody gets sick. If it's for pet milk, because, oh, I told you so, it's not for human consumption, but yep, that's how people get their raw milk. So there's a real problem at the state level across the United States where we have this chaos of how you go about getting raw milk, because it's unregulated in some states, it's highly regulated in other states, standards are all over the place. And that's the role that Raw Milk Institute played, was to stabilize and standardize the standards of what raw milk means for human consumption.